just landed from Delhi to Chennai and my team is ready. What's your name, sir? Huh? Karthaswamy, you like Kamal Haasan?
Yeah, Kamal Haasan is a திறமையான actor.
I am 5 minutes away, sir. So what I thought, you tell me if that's all right with you, that I will first meet you in downstairs in the park or in that. Huh? Is it okay? तो मैं आ रहा हूँ सर 3-4 मिनट में पहुँच रहा हूँ. So I think it was important to explain to Kamal Haasan ji.
This is my uncle, Mr. Srinivasan, Mr. Anupam Kher, the famous.
How wonderful to meet you. I'm admiring your get-up. Sorry to say that. It's so wonderful.
And that is Rajaji, the first Viceroy of India.
Yes.
And many other titles he has. And Kamaraji. And that middle is my dad, which is father Haasan. And Chandra Haasan. I wasn't there, as I told you some earlier.
Can you zoom into this picture? So he said that this is Rajaji, that's Kamrajji.
Charu Haasan, Chandra Haasan. I wasn't there.
You weren't there. You were somewhere there.
Yeah. This is from my boss.
Mr.
K. Balachandra.
And it says, "My dear rascal."
Yeah, that's how he calls me.
This is the first ad of your film.
Ever becoming an actor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. I have very thin eyelashes, so I put this just to feel better. The studio where we are going to chat with Mr. Kamal Haasan. First of all, I must say that I feel honored that you've agreed to be on this show, Anupam Kher's People, Kuch Dil Se, Kuch Dimag Se. Because you're a multifaceted person. It's not only one should admire you for your acting, of course, that you're an institution in it yourself.
But look who's talking.
No, I mean it. I actually mean it.
I accuse you of the same.
No, I really have learned so much from your performances. I want to know, we've talked about lots of things. What is Mr. Kamal Haasan, the actor's craft? What does he, it's a very technical thing to say, but maybe to our viewers, if you can.
If they will not mistake it to be a subterfuge or humility, I'll tell you the truth. I am discovering the craft.
Wow.
That is the truth. Because an actor prepares by Stanislavski did not convince me because I didn't understand it.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I didn't understand, and that is not, it's like someone explaining to me in Arabic or Russian. I could make out certain things because of the sign language kind of a thing, but otherwise, but I had some great teachers here telling me about acting which is not pertaining to film acting. I had one of the greatest actors on stage, Mr. Shanmugam, who TK's Natak Sabha, he had done some enormously successful plays, and he's played a woman, man. You won't know that it's the same man turning into a middle-aged woman the next day. That's why one of my films, the original version of Chachi 420 was called Avvai Shanmugi, after him.
Oh,
His
really?
name is known as Avvai Shanmugam. He played that old poetess, Avvayar.
Oh, okay.
Everyone thought it was a woman. He even sang, and he sang
On a high pitch.
on a high pitch. It sounded like a old matronly woman singing. So I've grown up with these guys. And when I thought I knew acting, then Shivaji Saab turned it on the head because he was doing something else, which was not like this. He was not throwing his voice. It's something else. Then I said, okay, this is the guy to follow. And then there was this Hindi agitation here, which was a political move, and we were all victims of that, and willingly too at that time. And I didn't know anything. We never got to see Hindi films. I was born in that lacuna where Chennai did not have Hindi films released at all.
Oh, really? I didn't
And
know
I
about
was from my 7th year, I saw no Hindi films till I was 13 or 14. And the man who enticed me back into Hindi films was Mahmood Bhai, because he spoke in Tamil.
Yes.
And somebody told us that he's making fun of Tamils. And we angrily walked up. And ever since I've been his fan, it sort of. And then, much later, I was introduced to one of India's greatest actors called Mr. Dilip Kumar.
Yes.
And again,
I get goosebumps when I think about him.
yeah, I truly I was floored.
What do you think was his greatness?
I think one, he has seen life. That must have been, and not in an ordinary way. The show will become about him if I go into that. Selfishly, I will not go into
we will
that.
not. Just because
But what
today's
he said,
generation does not
the
know
way
much about.
he said, I escaped into art. I come from violent Kabul. It still holds good for that Kabuliwala today, who could be an artist, tomorrow's superstar of India, could be still there. And that's pushing him out of the country. Can you imagine a guy who wants to escape? He will do anything to escape that violence of his land, and he becomes an artist. And I thanked him for it.
What was your inner turmoil which made you the kind of actor that you are?
I'm a reluctant actor. Nobody believes. They think
नहीं
it's...
नहीं सर ये नहीं हो सकता.
No. Yeah, I didn't want to.
अगर reluctance से आपने ये हाल किया हुआ है तो आप अगर agree करके करते तो you would have.
No, the thing is, as a child, I enjoyed it because it was a great circus to be part of. And then hearing technicians speak, waiting for stars to come, their tantrums.
Even in this.
Every era has
seen
bad actors. That time I heard technicians speak of actors.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, that's not a great place to be. These are the real creators. I don't want to be an actor. What do? They come and ask, "Aaj kya kar rahe hain?" They are not part of this team. They should know what's happening. They're saying, "Aaj kya kar rahe hain?" Who the hell do they think they are? So I was anti-actors at that time.
And that made you who you are, in fact.
Yeah, I said, that's no way to do it. And when I joined again as an actor, reluctant actor, I was given bit roles. I wanted to join Mr. K. Balachandar as an assistant. But he said, why do you want to do that? I find talent in you. I said, you're inventing it. You're not discovering it, sir. He liked what I said. So, okay, let me be the inventor. And that's how I started with him. And he used to give me all kind of odd jobs, including hold a reflector, go check the location, sync ठीक है कि नहीं वो song में. He hated dance masters, stunt masters, because he thought it sort of cramped the style of his film. It suddenly became something else. So I was this technician's understudy. And then one day he saw my third film or something, and he took me for a walk, because in those days it was a loop system. Sometimes there are glitches, and he took me out for a walk, and he said, Abhayo, what are you planning to do, kind of thing. In Tamil, he asked me. I said, no, you must have some plans. You're a big donkey now, so you must plan. I said, I'm a bit embarrassed to say, but I want to become a director like you. And come to the studio on an auto rickshaw? Is that what you want to do? You know, anything could go wrong, because one wrong film goes wrong, you're director of that film till you give a next hit. But an actor is not like that. But I'm okay, I'll take the risk. Why should you? Because I see something in you, something special. I'm looking every day in the mirror, sir. I don't see what you see. I said.
I think that's what makes you wanting to sort of, because if I go through your graph, and if the people go through your graph, you have done so much variation. I don't think any other actor has. So is that because you don't have fear of failure? Is that you want to push yourself? Is that you want to keep taking risks?
Yeah, I think that is the only thing. I think we eat spicy food only because our system tells us you've taken something poisonous. But you know you're not going to die. So we cheat ourselves with these highs. Some take alcohol, some take cocaine, some take... I take risks. But risks, not because I'm madly rushing into it. Those things where I've had a fall is because there are accidents, like the one I showed you there.
Yeah.
That's not daring. That's stupid. I call it stupid. But with my job, everyone wants to secure the future. You can't. That is why we say Iswaro Rakshat in Sanskrit, Inshallah in Arabic, because that's their belief. But I believe that you can work the fate to an extent. But so many factors are going to work on it. So I don't trouble myself on that. And I've seen when I was in 8th standard, that's when I dropped out, people already talking about VRS, voluntary retirement scheme, at 8th standard. And I used to look at them, they're already old. They're probably ordering their dentures at 8th standard. So I didn't want to be part of that. And I didn't want to be even a 9-to-5 job. I wanted to continue working if I had work beyond 5.
So when you created these historical, phenomenal characters, there is a poster behind me, this one, and one film that I was trying to find out with K. Vishwanathan ji, you and Jayaprada ji, where the climax of that thing is on the edge of a well.
Yes.
That character or Nayakan, how do you approach? Do you see the character first in your mind, or you discover it? I mean,
I see. There's this funny.
Because you physically also transform yourself. It's not only...
If you've watched Enter the Dragon, everyone who comes out of the theatre is doing this.
Yes.
And
yes.
And he doesn't look anything like Bruce Lee, but in his inner mind is already that. I used to, when I was 16 or 17, watch Sean Connery and come out and flare my nose and pout my lip and thought I looked like him. But that gave you the feeling, and I think I've extended it a little further. Especially mimicry artists become that. Not only they feel that, they also impart that thing. You almost see a Kamal Haasan, Anupam Kher, or whatever. They pick that intonation from us and throw it out. And I admire mimicry artists a lot.
But that's what they stop. That's where they
stop that. Because they are not, they're so humble that they only talk about their victim. They never talk about. So,
you know, when I saw Mrs. Doubtfire, I thought Robin Williams was ultimate. I said, ये कौन attempt करेगा? इसको कभी भी नहीं हो सकता. And then I saw Chachi 420. It blew my mind. Because after some time you forget that this is a man doing a role of this. You understand Om Puri's character from her point of view. You understand. So how, and I know that you told me that theatre mein aap karte the, but in film it has to be a realistic portrayal.
Yeah, I'll tell you. We were asking downstairs who are the personalities who have come here.
Yes.
One important personality and one of the recent few years back visitor was Pandit Birju Maharaj.
Oh yes.
For him, he is all man, bulbous nose, old also. But you forget that when he performs. And it is not stage alone.
No.
You can be this close to him in 50 lens and you'll find a woman when he wants to bring that woman. You'll find that baby when he wants to bring that baby Krishna. And Kelucharan Mahapatra Sahib, old man. So what is he going to do, Radha? I mean, probably he'll wear something, cover his baldness and then play Krishna. We are thinking of all that because we are all so used to cosmetics, and then with all hair full of, chest full of hair, he will become Radha. and without any.
But it's a one performance. It's a 1.5 hour of performance where you do that.
No,
Over a
within 2
period of-
minutes. Within 2 minutes, he transforms.
I know.
But what happens here is, I always tell actors they overdo. If they play a Parsi, they overdo the Parsi. If they do Punjabi, they do. So if they play a Sindhi, they think just bringing in the word
They're
vadi,
basically convincing themselves.
just bringing in the word vadi would make it. That is only an indicator. It's a primer as to telling the audience that what you're doing. But the devil or God is in the detail. The little subcutaneous thing. I think the greatest teacher for me has been Peter Sellers and Marlon Brando. When Marlon Brando became a Japanese.
Yes.
Yeah, Tea House and An August Moon.
And by Chaplin. Was it made by Chaplin? No.
No.
No, that was another film.
This is where he plays a Japanese.
Yeah.
This guy is tall, American, but he convinces me, including the way he sits. He plays a crossbred Japanese, but it convinces me. And Hrundi Vibakshi by Peter Sellers in Party.
Yeah.
Me and my friends used to converse in that tone whenever we felt naughty. He comes and he's a proper Britisher.
seen that.
And he comes and there's this billiards table an American is playing. He's leaning over him, sort of crowding him, and this American looks at him. Yeah, can I help you? He says, what is the idea of dispersing the multicolored balls in the table? And this tone you can hear in North India anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the syntax, the coinage of the words, the vocabulary, it's right out of
Amazing.
a guy who would think his sentence, not
In
talk.
fact, most of us, you have seen it in too many details. I must revisit that film. Most of us remember of Party, that scene where he wants to go to the washroom.
Oh, yeah.
Matlab, he really took it to another level.
Yeah, that is Chaplin. That's what he and Chaplin are all about. But there are certain dialogues which I'll never forget, like an American is trying to overpower a woman in a bedroom.
Yeah.
And he suddenly walks in and he says, what are you doing? And he says, just who the hell do you think you are? In India, we don't think who we are. We know who we are. And the American is stumped.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Who wrote that? I don't remember. Who wrote that?
Edward Blake and he and Peter Sellers. I mean, Peter Sellers can come up with...
I would love to find out who did he observe to portray that character.
I really would like to know, because it's the essence.
Yeah.
And for me, it's one of my lessons. Not detailed. It's a detailed study of how to play an Indian. Even for an Indian.
And again, then you did what Brando has done in Godfather. You played the Indian version of it, but brought in your own ethnicity, your own nuances. I tried to do a film where I put cotton and I was Brando nonsensically. 20, 21 years.
But if you respect someone, don't go too close to them. Because you are humble. All your hubris will go down, and that will show.
That's right.
So it's better not to play Dilip Saab or Brando.
Yeah. But what did you pick up from Naikan?
See, one thing is, Brando himself has parodied...
Paul Muniz?
No, parodied himself. That is Vito Corleone. I think it's a film called Freshman.
In Brando?
Yeah, a filmmaker wants to grab this Italian because he looks like Don Vito Corleone.
Oh.
And this guy is a heavy coffee drinking Italian, and a filmmaker wants him to act, and he's a non-actor. So here's this true real life mafia guy, and he has done all the tricks but a little over the top. What all tricks that he has done he's making fun of it. I think very few would do that, because what he does is he scratches his hands. That's when I realized that he continuously does that in
Godfather.
where he does it
So
slightly.
there's a video clip of yours which has gone
Yeah,
viral.
that's where I...
Where you...
and he does this.
That's right.
And he does... picks food from his teeth.
How much he thought, really?
Ah, that's, and it seems he wanted the
And
cat.
what is the dialogue that he says? आपने मुझमें किया था वो वीडियो में.
Yeah, I don't know. He said, I wanted you to be my friend, but on the day of my daughter's marriage, you come to me and ask me to do murder for money.
Brilliant.
He does that.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's a mimicry of him, but that is not Brando at all. You just see him in Last Tango. It's another person.
Completely. Or what on the waterfront?
Waterfront.